Hi everyone, how are you? How are you? Happy Sunday evening. And I know most of you are at home, and I hope you're all doing well. I'm glad to be back on Jamaicans.com. Thank you for joining me the past couple times that I've been on here. I just wanted to come on and say hello and talk to you a little bit about this COVID pandemic that's going on. A lot of people have been doing a lot of lives on it, on the subject. And I haven't done anything because I actually had too much of it, honestly, just watching all these people panicking, and it's difficult to watch. There's so many people suffering and hurting, and so many families affected by it, that I honestly did not want to contribute to that and contribute to the anxiety that comes with it. And so I wanted to come in and just, put my 2 cents in, but see if I can find some ways for you to be able to cope at home in your situation, whatever situation that is. Hi, Luke. Thanks for joining. There goes Luke. Luke and his team had an amazing session earlier talking about relationships. And actually, that was a topic I was going to talk about, but I was like, you know what? Luke, they did such an amazing job with it. Let me go and talk about something else this evening, because that was a juicy conversation. I wish I was a part of it live because I had so much to say. And my husband was with me watching it as well, because that was a topic that we spoke about. But we'll talk more about that. Back to talking to you guys. So where are you joining from? Please comment in the comment section where you're joining me from. And I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that this COVID hasn't affected you directly as far as family members having it. And if it is affecting you, I'm praying that everyone will heal and that we can go back to normal procedures that we've been doing so well in 2020. Shakila, thank you for joining. Where are you joining from? Shakila said she's not doing well. Jennifer in Atlanta says she just put she's from Atlanta, Georgia. And I know Luke is joining me from South Florida. I'm not sure which city, which town, but I'm joining you from Tampa, Florida. And I thank you for taking time out to come and join me. Jacksonville, Florida is here. Hugh, Carol, and Stevens from Montreal, Canada. I know everyone has been affected, and I'll say hello to everyone as you come in. But going back to talking about COVID, I've spoken to so many people, and it has been very difficult listening to them, honestly, because this has affected them in so many ways. And it's causing a lot of challenges for them, especially those who are home, who work from home or have a home business, not work from home, but have a home business, and that they're doing delivery work or anything like that they can't really go out and do, and there's no income coming from anywhere else. So, folks are not able to take care of their families right now, and they're looking for public help. And it's not easy for many. I am grateful that my husband is still on active duty with the military, and so we have that income coming in, and I'm just blessed. And I just wanted to see how I could help you guys, because there's so many people there's talking about they can't concentrate, either under eating, overeating, taking on a lot of habits that they weren't that wasn't a part of their lives before now, right? And so studying psychology and counseling and therapy, I really wanted to just give my 2 cents. I'm not an expert as yet, but I have dealt with situations where people have anxiety, and I've had it myself. And what I find out that there's certain things that we have to do to not get too caught up into all the chaos that's going on, so we can take care of ourselves, self-care, and also take care of our families. So with that said, I'm gonna give you some tips on how you can cope at home when it comes to anxiety and having trouble dealing with everything that's out there. And number one really is staying away from the news. Stay away from the news, folks. You can watch the news so you can get updates now and then, no more than 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, find something else to do. And if you agree with me, please put a heart, share this this post, and let me know what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, and what you have experienced. Okay, so we're talking about COVID and how we're coping and dealing with anxiety with all that's going on out there. Thank you guys for the likes. Let's see, we have Maria Harris watching from England, and Wendy is in New York City, Queens. I have relatives there, and I know you guys were impacted by COVID the most so far here in the US. So I hope your family is staying safe. Jackie is joining us from Port St. Lucie. And Veril Johnson says, I'm listening to you. Where are you joining from, Veril? And can you guys hear me clearly? I didn't do a sound check. Can you hear me clearly? And if you're just joining for the first time, I am Maxine Reyes, retired Army officer, born in Jamaica, and now studying psychology and therapy, counseling in marriage and family, but really counseling and therapy overall. I just wanted to come in and help you guys with whatever tips I could give you. And so number one was staying away from watching the news all day long. I was visiting my mom, and I love her dearly. And poor thing, she's just there watching the news. She just has it on the news, and it goes on and on and on. And me being there for about 40 minutes, by the time I walked out, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to decompress from all of that. So imagine listening and watching it all day long. It has to be hard, okay? So remove yourself from that television and find other ways to cope with this. So the television is one thing. Definitely remove yourself from watching it all day long. Yes, you need to be up to date with the local news, what's going on in your area, all the curfews, quarantine, all that good stuff. You definitely need to get updates on that. But don't consume yourself with that, okay? The second thing, find at least 5 to 10 minutes of time to just relax, okay? I have so many things that I love to do, and a way to relax is taking a bath and listening to spa music. So just pretending like you're at the spa, except in the comfort of your home and the safety of your home. And read a book that you haven't read. You bought it and it's on your shelf for how long? Find a way to get some reading in. You know, if it's not a book, maybe it's your favorite magazine that you bought and have not read. Okay, I bought this a week ago and I haven't opened it. And I love to read anything about finances and self-care, Thrive, anything like that, and beauty and fashion. And I haven't opened it as yet. And Essence is definitely one of my favorite mags to keep in touch with the culture. And so I haven't opened that as yet. You know what I mean? So definitely stay away from television. Practice at least 5 to 10 minutes of relaxation, whether it's in the bathtub, taking a bath, reading your favorite books or magazines, doing some breathing exercises. And for some of you, doing the relaxation apps, working with the relaxation apps, that's been helpful. And I'm going to give you some suggestion. And if you know of some suggestions as far as relaxation apps, please type it in the comment box. So some apps that I've heard of are, let's see, I wrote them down. Calm and Breathe. Another app is Mindfulness and Headspace. So these are some apps, and they're in no way endorsed by Jamaicans.com or myself directly, but these are just apps that you can check out yourself, and then you'll see which one works for you, which one doesn't work for you. Okay, so that was number 2. Let's see. Let me say shout out to some folks who are just coming in. We have, okay, you can hear me clearly. Thank you, Jackie. Wendy, appreciate it. Awesome. Zoe Parkinson says, be safe and stay home. Keep your loved ones where this is together. Be strong. And all love from England. Thank you, Zoe. Veril is joining us from Jamaica. Kay Henry is also in New York. Yes, the epicenter. And you agree about the news. Yeah, just get the updates. Stay off the news channels because it's overwhelming. I have to take a deep breath just thinking of it because I know what I experience when I sit there and watch the news all day long. Sonia Reddy, watching from St. Vincent, but you're born in Jamaica. Thank you for watching and big ups to you all the way over there in St. Vincent. Subahash says he's watching from Trinidad and from Spain. Oh, Aurora Montes Rodriguez is joining us from Spain, and she loves her Jamaican family, and we love you. Thank you very much for joining us. Hey, nice to see you, ZZ. Maryland, yes, I remember you joined me a couple weeks ago from Maryland. Thank you for joining again. And yes, Amanda says the news is too much for you. I'm with you with that. And Sue is joining us from Brooklyn. I have lots of relatives in New York, Queens, Brooklyn. I have some in Buffalo. As a matter of fact, I was on the phone with my cousin Yuffie a few minutes ago. She's a nurse and she's been working those hours. So thank you to all the medical care providers that are out there working hard on the front line. It's so important to realize that it's not just the military and the police and fire that's on the front line. We have our nurses, our caregivers that are out there as well, our doctors, nursing assistants, all of those that are out there helping. We appreciate you all. Thank you very much for the work that you're doing and all the sacrifices that you're making away from your families. Sharon is in Canada, joining us from Canada. Joanne, she's in Yonkers, New York. Jane Nightingale is joining us from England. And Sue is living in Brooklyn, born in Jamaica. Thank you guys for joining. So if you're just joining us and are about to watch on the replay, once we're done with this, we're talking about how COVID has increased anxiety in some and just giving you some tips on how to cope with dealing with COVID at home. So we talked about number 1, which is keeping your consumption away from too much television. Number 2, find some ways of relaxation. And there's so many different ways that you can find it. And everyone has different ways of relaxing. So what's working for me will not work for another person. So just know what will help you to relax and indulge in that. Okay. Number 3 is stay in close touch with your loved ones, your support system. If you haven't been talking to your family on the phone or video chat because you are so involved with social media, and sometimes we get too much into that and forget the little things as far as FaceTiming your family members and your close friends and friends that you haven't heard from in a long time. Now is a good time to be in touch and stay in touch and keep them close so that they can help to distract you from all the news that's going on out there, and time for encouragement as well. And to number 4, exercise and improve or increase your knowledge as far as it comes to your nutrition and how to boost your immune system. A lot of people are doing a lot of research right now on how to strengthen their immune system because of this COVID. So I have been cooking forever, and I always do my best to cook at home with the family. And so I'll mention activities that you can do with the family as well. But cooking your own meals and exercising is going to be another way to cope with this. And exercise make you feel a lot better anyways. But when you cook at home, you know what goes into your food, and you're not picking up delivery from anywhere else, or a restaurant that you have to go and pick your meals up. It's best to just buy the foods and cook them yourself, right? Because you don't know what's out there and what's going into your food, and now is not the time to get sick from food poisoning and then contract this virus, and your body, your immune system can't fight it. So definitely exercise more, find new recipes to make if you get bored of cooking every day. And if you can't run outside or you're scared to run outside, If you have a treadmill, I have a treadmill, so we alternate in using it. I don't use it as much as I should. My daughter, she's 11, and my husband, they've both been using it. You can do sit-ups, push-ups at home, crunches, and even yoga. Find some yoga videos on the television. That's what you can do. Do the videos on the television, switch it from the news channel and go to the exercise channel and the food channel, and then try to duplicate those recipes for your family as well. All right, let's see who else has joined us before I go to number 5. We have, yes, Sue, thank you to all the essential workers. Tiffany Reed is joining us from New Jersey. The Cunningham family. Okay. Oh, she loves the Cunningham family. Aurora from Spain says that. Sharon, great advice. Thank you, Sharon. And Zoe says, God bless the frontline people and keep busy off social media. Where all is to stay strong. Yeah, that is true. A lot of things are going on social media, and that's why I had stayed off. Actually, deactivated my account for nearly a week, just to not be tempted to go on there. Plus, I have schoolwork I have to do. A lot of things that I am busy at home, and I need to stay focused. And so I tend to be off social media whenever I can and stay away from the noise. It's a lot of noise out there, and I didn't want to contribute to it or be affected too much by it, so I stay away from it. New York healthcare worker Judith, thank you for what you do in New York and in the healthcare industry. And finally, we have be creative with activities at home with your family. So the team before, the team that came on live, the Bar Talk team, did an amazing job with talking about things that you can do with your significant other and challenges that are going on in relationships right now, where husbands and wives are not getting along, or they are just not taking advantage of this time together to bond and be closer and spend that quality time together. Either because their relationship has been on the rocks, and now that they're home and they're forced to be home together, they're getting on each other's nerves. And so it's a big thing in the news right now, or on certain platforms, that if you're after COVID, a lot of divorces are gonna happen. And really the way it should be is after COVID, a lot of babies should be happening. Right? Because there are so many people who, like my husband and I, we love spending quality time together. And we had a discussion about some folks who are now saying that they're tired of seeing their significant other. And my husband and I are like, I wish he could stay home from work. He still has to work. He's active duty in the military. And although his schedule got adjusted a little bit, which we're grateful for, he still has to work Monday through Friday, right? He was working sometimes on the weekend because he is on the COVID task force team. But we love spending time together, and I can't wait till he's retired so we both can have that time and we can do more activities together. So I feel sorry for those who are having a hard time right now, because they are not they're having issues, and really COVID was just the tip of the iceberg, right? It's not really because of COVID why they're having issues. They've had issues. And so, prayers go out to those folks. But for those of you who are enjoying your time with each other, please continue to do so. And if you're having difficulty finding activities to do with your loved ones at home, you can go back to what I said earlier, cook together, find ways to do those activities together, alternate days when you cook and do the household chores now that you're all at home. My daughter and I, we are into foreign languages, and so she has been learning Japanese on her own, and now we are doing Spanish together and Japanese. So that's something that we've always wanted to do, and now we have more time to be together to do that. And so we appreciate being able to be home unfortunately because of the situation with COVID. But foreign languages, activities like sewing. I bought a sewing machine. I have it here in my office, but I don't know how to use the thing. And so I'm going to figure it out. And even if I have to sew something basic, I started sewing in Jamaica and I had help learning how to string the machine and everything. But it's been since I was 14 years old. And honestly, I have not used the machine since. And I do not remember how to do all of that. So I can do stuff by hand, right? But I cannot do the machine. And it hasn't been used since I bought it. And I have materials and everything. Some really nice, beautiful fabric that I bought. See, I bought it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I'm going to figure something out, though. And so that's another activity that I want to learn to do with my daughter. We have Enid said that, thanks Judith, Enid said that we are planting our vegetables together. That is awesome. That is definitely something that you can do, plant vegetables together. We're in the city, and so we don't really have space for a garden unless we're doing it in pots right now until our home is built. So we are finding other ways to cope with this and to stay active together and enjoy each other's company. So planting vegetables, that is awesome. And anything else that you guys are doing? I've talked a lot. So let me know. Give us some tips. Give others some tips that they can do at home. Activities that they can do so they won't be bored and strangle each other before the end of COVID. Another thing I've been doing while you guys think of something to write and give tips to others. I noticed that whenever there's a hurricane, so I live in Florida from Jamaica, we've been through many hurricanes. I've noticed that during preparation for the hurricane, for the storm, we go shopping and we buy all these non-perishable food, and we have the chips and ice cream and all of that, right? Usually don't buy ice cream during hurricanes, but with COVID we bought ice cream. And I noticed that the things that I'm supposed to be eating in case I can't go out of the house, it's like nearly done. So I don't know why I'm eating so much, and it could be the stress of it all. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult to stay away from the pantry for our emergency foods. So that's one thing I need to do, is stay away from the pantry and do more of the juicing. I bought a juicing machine, a juicer, and I need to be doing more of that because there are a lot of fruits here, so we can definitely do some juicing. ZZ says, okay, Marilyn, let's go back up here. ZZ says a sewing machine is always a very good investment. I hope so, because I love fashion and I love to be creative. I'm usually creative in the studio because I'm a vocalist. I sing and I record music and I write songs. But I always love to see the finished product when someone sews something. And my mom, she was a seamstress. My grandmother was a seamstress, so she used to sew like the kids' uniforms for school in Jamaica and all that. But I never got that skill because I was more into the music and into that creative side. So it's been inspiring to see the machine, but I need to actually use it. So thank you, Zizi. I think I'm gonna, hopefully by the next time I come on here, I would have had something sewn, even if it's small like this. We'll see. Marilyn says hi from Canada. And Zizi said she was in the process of making her very first wedding cake for a friend. So I guess they canceled the wedding, Zizi, due to this COVID deal. And I'm sorry that you didn't get to finish it, or if you finished it, you guys didn't get to celebrate together. So maybe that could be a good practice for you. And then the next time you would have perfected your skill with the wedding cake. Jane says, from England, my anxiety level is sky high. I can imagine, Jane, and my prayers are with you guys over there. Best wishes, of course. We're dealing with it now, so it's been, I don't know anyone directly, but my friend's uncle passed away in England due to the COVID virus. So, very good friend of mine. And I know several persons who they have it. They're on social media with me, but I don't have any immediate family members that I know of as yet. And hopefully they won't get it, or close relatives or anything like that. Something that it's crazy to think of it. It's a biological warfare, feels like, and I just can't believe it's happening in my lifetime. But I guess there are other things, SARS and all those things that happened already, but it just didn't hit home as much. And now it's here, and it's just how to deal with it, how to cope. So before I go, I'm gonna go back over the 5 things that I recommend that you do to cope with anxiety and cope with being home from COVID with your family. Veryl, thank you so much. He says, please continue talking. I am enjoying every bit of it if you come across very clearly. Oh, thank you very much. So I have schoolwork that I have to do. I told you that I'm doing my doctorate. It's a lot of work, and so I'm actually happy and proud that I was able to get on here to spend 30 minutes with you guys today. So I'm glad that you appreciate it, and unfortunately I can't stay too much longer, but I will do my best to come on here at least twice a month. Okay, I would love to do it weekly, but it just depends on my schoolwork. It's a lot, and I have to still do self-care and take care of my family and spend time with them, because tomorrow is not promised, right? So we have to give most of our time to our family members. Tiffany says she's recommitting to yoga and exercising. That's awesome. And ZZ thinks I will work on perfecting my skills. That's good. Definitely a great way to think of it, just the positive side of it. Well, at least you did it, and now you know how it's been done and what you can do to improve it. And Jane says thank you, and I thank you. Thank you all for joining me. And for those of you who are just joining, because folks are still popping in, and who are going to be joining me on the replay, I talked about ways to cope and deal with anxiety during COVID. Number 1 was to stay away from television or from watching television for extended period of time. You can check in just to get updates, and try not to do more than 20 to 30 minutes of it, because that can cloud your thoughts and just bring more anxiety on you. Number 2 was to practice at least 5 to 10 minutes of me time, of relaxation time, by taking a bath, relaxing with spa music, and reading a book or the Bible, whatever it is that calms you and soothes you. Try to do that. Do what brings you joy. And talked about some meditation apps that you can just do some research and see what's best for you and what's going to work for you. And number 3, keep in close touch with your family members, your support system, your close friends. Number 4, exercise and increase your knowledge on nutrition and eat healthier. And number 5 is, I said number 4, and number 4 is exercise. And number 5, be creative with activities at home with your family members, and find ways to do the activities with them. And we gave some tips, so you can just go back and watch, and then you'll see some of the things that you can do with your family. You can cook, learn to cook, do different languages. You can go to school. You can start taking a class. I'm taking 2 classes full-time classes. So yeah, you can do a lot of things to keep your mind open and away from the COVID and anxiety that comes with it. Okay. All right, guys, you take care of each other and yourselves, and remember to do all things with love, courage, and grace. And I added gratitude to the end of that. And whatever you do in your specific situation, your unique life, make happiness last. Talk to you soon. Have a good one.